Wonderful. Technology is my friend this afternoon. So, good afternoon, Monday, 25th of October, 3 p.m. I have the gorgeous Natasha Edge in front of me to talk all things colour. And there's a flash of colour we see there. Mainly,
I was going to say,
yeah,
yeah, not very colourful today, but a little bit of pink.
Anyway, Natasha, we met two, 3 years ago, didn't we, networking? So, I mean, first of
Yeah.
all, as I always kind of do, can you tell us what your networking journey story is about and what did you get out networking?
Gosh, I've been networking since I started doing personal styling, or since I started the business. So probably coming up to about 5 years ago. I love networking. I am a people person, which is probably why I do what I do. I love the one-on-one connections and talking to people, finding out about them. So yeah, I just enjoy the whole process. I enjoy the coffee and the chat. But personally, it's been great. You know, I've gained lots of clients from networking, and it's a lovely way to get referrals as well. If you've actually helped someone that you've met through networking and then they've recommended you to a client or a friend or someone, you know, it's the nicest way to work. And I have managed to do that. So it's been good, and it will always be a part of my business networking because I just enjoy it.
It must be difficult. I mean, presumably you've been at networking events where you thought, well, that doesn't work on her. I need to talk to her or him. Hi there, I'm a personal stylist. We need to talk. No?
Yes, definitely. Sometimes that goes on in my head. Nothing that I would ever admit. It's usually the reverse, actually. People, when they find out what I do, usually kind of go, don't even look at me. I can't believe I've met you today. Don't look at what I'm wearing. And they kind of justify their own outfit before I've even had a chance to think about it. So people are usually a little bit more that way inclined than me thinking about it. People are often a bit more self-conscious.
And you managed to be polite and diplomatic. Somebody said, what do you think about this? You know?
Yeah, you do have to be very polite and diplomatic. Yeah, I mean, my job's not meant, you know, to make people feel bad about themselves. Obviously, it's the reverse. I'm hoping to make them feel good. And to be honest, no one ever teaches you how to dress. No one ever teaches you about color, you know, what your body shape is, how to tie a tie even. You know, you're kind of lucky if you've got parents or someone you grew up with who shows an interest in clothes or shopping or fashion or anything like that. So most people aren't taught those basic skills, and it's no different to anything else, to another kind of business. So once you show people how to do them, you know, it should become a little bit easier. But no, I'm never harsh. I always say I'm always honest, but I'm kind. So that's the best way.
I think it's astonishing because I used to have employ a lot of young people, and when you interview them, you tend to it's how firm their handshake was and what
Yeah,
they're wearing. Those two items are 80% of the battle. Okay, if you
absolutely.
get the handshake and what they're wearing right, they're 80% there. Okay, and so many young people in particular fall down on what to wear.
Absolutely. I mean, like you say, I remember that. I remember my headmaster at school had such a limp handshake. And even as a 12, 13-year-old girl, I remember thinking, oh, this kind of floppy handshake. It just felt really strange. But yeah, you're right. The way people dress, you know, is so important because we do make those impressions, you know, rightly or wrongly. We know about the first 10 seconds of meeting someone. It's just human nature. It doesn't matter how old you are, what you do. You do automatically look at someone and go, oh, that's unusual. Oh, not sure about that. It's just the way we are. So it is really important, and it's something that I've spent a bit of time on actually over the last few years, of going back into sixth forms and actually helping them, doing a little bit of sort of not just interview coaching, but even to get into university now, and particularly with Zoom being so popular because of lockdown, so much stuff is happening with interviews online that you still need to look the part. So it's a big thing to teach youngsters how to dress and how to feel confident with it as well.
I've got your question, and we'll get your question in a minute because they're great questions. I could talk about this kind of stuff all day. I mean, what we wear. I mean, my dad was quite a flamboyant dresser, and certainly in men seem to wear suits for far too long sometimes, and fashion changes, lapel sizes change. You know,
Yeah.
and this is with all clothes, isn't it? Men and women. Who do you think tend to make the biggest faux pas, men or women? Men and women. Oh, come be honest. Come on.
Oh, I don't know. Do you know what? I think I would say women, actually. And I think the reason that could be is because, one, there are so many different body shapes for women, and it can vary so much at different times of your life. But also there seems to be a lot more choice for women in certain shopping areas or towns. So you have more of a chance to make mistakes. So I think women is probably a greater sort of choice. Yeah, I think men still make the mistakes as well, but I think women traditionally can make the mistakes, and they have more option to improve that. So like wearing makeup, or I don't know, just doing your hair or wearing the right colors, and there's certain things that women can do that men can't do so easily, I would say.
Yeah, and let's not even go into skirt length and age and all the rest of it. That's
Yeah.
a whole new subject by itself, isn't it? I'm aware of.
Yeah, exactly. I had a prime example of that literally today. I took my son out, and this very young girl, bless her, was bending over just in front of us, and let's just say the skirt was far too short, and we got an eyeful, and my sons noticed it. They were just like, what? And yeah, it was just like, why is no one telling her that she really shouldn't be bending over doing that? And yeah, so it can have a big impact on all ages, I think.
Are there any phrases or terms about skirt lengths and stuff?
Gosh, I don't know. I mean, mini skirts are big at the moment. They're certainly a big trend again, but they always are. I think it just depends on the legs you are and how confident you are, to be honest. If you rock a mini skirt, then why not? And you feel good in it, just wear it.
Exactly. Let's move away from that subject. So Natasha Edge. So what is your profession, and what is your job title or business called?
Okay, I would call myself a personal stylist and shopper.
Mm-hmm. And that's clothes and colour in particular, yeah?
Yes.
And there's a couple of colour specialists in Zoco, isn't there?
There is.
Okay, so let's start. Okay, great questions. I mean, and this is meant to be those frequently asked questions you're always asked. Okay, so that's great, I tell you. All right, we're going to start. Where does the session take place?
Okay, so if it's an image consultation or a colour analysis, then it's always at my studio, because I've got a specific setup in the studio, so I have to have really good lighting for things like colour. So I've done colour at people's houses and it's very dark, and they don't have the right mirror and in a window like that. So 9 out of 10 times it's done at my studio, but on exception, obviously I would go to someone's house. But if it's shopping or wardrobe, then obviously it's out and about, dependent where the client's based.
And the studio is where, remind me?
My studio is in Eversley currently, which sounds the middle of nowhere, but it's actually only about half an hour from Twickenham or Richmond. It's not too far.
Okay, fantastic. All right, so well, is it really expensive?
I don't think so. Whether that's the right answer.
Definitely.
No, I think it's an investment in yourself, and I truly believe that if you went to get your hair cut and coloured, you'd probably pay as much as you would do for a colour analysis. So I think women and some men tend to do that very regularly, but it's all about making you feel good, and I see my sessions as almost like a lifetime investment. I think once you do know a bit about your colours and your body shape and what really suits you and what's going to work in your wardrobe, that kind of thing, those are skills that a knowledge that you don't just forget, you don't lose it. So for me, it's no different to going to a hairdresser, a dentist, a cosmetic surgeon. It's all about just improving and making yourself feel better. So no, it's not expensive.
But take us through the process roughly, because obviously the whole last year and a half we spent our entire life looking at ourselves in Zoom. And so some of us are back in the real world and think, well, what do I wear? What suits me? What colours? All the rest of it. So I'm a man. I'm a man. This is me. I'm a man. We're not talking about me, because I'm confident I can wear what I like and get away with it, and I love it. So, but I'm a man. I don't know what to wear. I've got a new job. Okay, what colours work? I don't know. Talk me through the process working with you.
Okay, so the first thing we do is, with any new client, I'd have a chat on the phone or over Zoom, just finding out really what the issue is and where you feel you need the most help, because sometimes people think they want something, or they think they want a certain service, and actually I can offer them something that's a bit more flexible or really kind of ticks a lot more boxes. So we'd have a good chat, then you'd come and see me and we'd do an image consultation, which is usually I would call the first step to fully working with someone, and that covers things like what your style actually is, so finding out how you feel confident, because I'm not dressing you for me, I'm dressing you for you. I want you to feel good, so finding out what you love, what kind of colors you like to wear, patterns, prints, truly what your style is.
So interrupt, presumably you have to find a bit about my backstory, as it were, who I'm with, what my family are like, kind of thing.
Yeah, I mean, I would have done that probably before you come to see me. I mean, we would chat more when you come and see me, but usually I would cover those kind of things over the phone or on Zoom. So yeah, you're right. What's your lifestyle? What kind of job do you have? Are you out in front of clients? Are you office based? What is your, like you said, have you got young kids? Have you got family? Do you like, dog walking? Are you at the gym? Because I think we have so many hats that we wear during the week, and that's something that people often don't think about when they're building a wardrobe. It's, you know, all the different things and roles that we have. So we'd have all of that kind of chat, what your budget is or where you like to shop. And then obviously, say you come to see me, we'd go through style, we'd go through body shape, we'd go through actually how you feel about your body, because again, that's really important, because, you know, some people love the fact they're tall and muscly and others prefer to be skinnier, and everyone feels very differently. And then we do a color analysis, which is no different man or woman. So discovering your best colors for clothes, for patterns, for print, for your metals, like what jewelry colors suit you, watches, glasses, and makeup or skincare. Again, you know, some men like to know their skincare, or, you know, a bit about products. And then at the end of that, you'd get a color swatch in your best colors, and then we'd decide from there where you wanted to go. So some people like to go shopping. Some people want me to come out to their wardrobe and help them review what they have based on what we now know, colors and stuff, or help them create outfits. So it's a very personal service. Nothing is too set in stone. It really can be what you want, or where, you know, where you want to take it. So as small or as large, really, as you want.
Mm-hmm. I mean, it does sound like you often then, presumably, you often get to talk about. I mean, I've lost quite a lot of weight recently, and I used to not enjoy wearing proper clothes. Okay.
Yeah.
So things were uncomfortable, and so presumably, often have quite personal chats with people about, you know, clothes that don't fit. They want to be smart, but they can't find anything that looks smart and comfortable. But at the end of the day, we have to be comfortable. Yeah. Apparently. Yeah.
To be honest, that's one of the things that surprised me most, actually, how open people are and how emotional it can get. Consultation, certainly when you see someone face to face, even if you've had that chat over the phone, once you sit in front of someone and sort of say, how are you? Or, you know, how can I help you? What's, you know, tell me about yourself. And it's not often that people have someone ask them that, especially if you're feeling a bit low about yourself and you've not got much confidence. So, you know, I've learned all sorts about people, like you say, weight loss, illnesses, divorce, post-baby, you know, people that have been through terrible things in the last few years. And it can actually be very emotional. It's almost, I would say, like a counselling session. And I do genuinely mean that. People have sort of said, oh my God, it's like therapy. You know, I always have tissues. I've had men and women in tears regularly. And that is quite a regular occurrence. And it really is a massive thing, because it is all down to confidence and how you feel about yourself. And it's lovely to work with people in that way, and then see them walk away at the end of the session, or at the end of 2 or 3 sessions, or whatever it is, to kind of go, do you know what, actually I can't believe I actually feel pretty, or I'm now excited to go shopping, or and just seeing themselves in a different way. And that's what I can teach them. It's not, I don't want people to lose weight unless they want to. I never ever say that to someone, how you feel your body shape. So just by changing the perception of how they see themselves, whether they're focusing on an amazing color, drawn attention to another part of their body where they're less confident, and that kind of thing, and that just simple little tweak teach you can have a massive impact. And that's the thing, you know, I think where I can make the biggest difference, really.
I mean, this last year and a half, whatever it is, it's messed us all up, hasn't it? I mean, you know, really it's messed our minds, it's messed our confidence, it's messed our perception of ourselves. All we see now is that little box in front of us, okay? All of a sudden now we have to get dressed and go out in the real world. What do you think, you know, what are the big changes that you noticed in people?
Well, I like to give it a name, actually. I think I've called it post-pandemic perfection, because we've literally all come out of lockdown, and so many people have been in just their confidence, their well-being. They've been isolated and lonely, and I think people's body shapes have changed. A lot of women and men have obviously said, I've gained weight because we were eating more, I was bored, we couldn't exercise as much. But I've also had people that have been impacted because of illness and have lost people through COVID. So I think our confidence in ourselves, and now having to face again at screen, has really impacted people, and people are now looking at themselves in a lot harsher way, kind of their body shape, you know, actually looking at their wardrobe going, nothing suits me, I've lost myself, is something that I hear quite a lot. And people who've lost their jobs and now are having to go for a job interview, and they have been in the same role for years, and they haven't had to do that for a long time. So people are having to like reinvent themselves and find that confidence from somewhere. So a lot of people that I have seen have been affected by it. So this post-pandemic perfection of what they believe they now need to reinvent themselves, or how they need to recreate themselves just to be better, or to fit in. And it's really, really sad, especially people that have been literally on their own during isolation and COVID.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you hit the nail exactly on the head there. So that was lovely. Okay, back to your questions. I've only done 2 so far. I just could talk about this in clothes and colours for an hour. I said I can't afford to go and borrow new clothes. I can't get my colours done.
Yeah, so people often say to me, I can't afford to come and see you because I can't afford to buy new clothes, or, you know, because I've gained weight. And to be honest, that's a very personal decision. And my response usually to that is, you know, firstly, I'm not going to tell anyone to go and buy a new wardrobe, because I'm very realistic, and actually very few of us can afford to do that. So, you know, that's not how I would say it. I would help them look at their existing clothes and their wardrobe, and actually show them how they can wear their existing clothes and how they can introduce their new colours with their existing wardrobe, because I'm all about sustainability and obviously reworking your items, but also you know, just teaching someone, if they are on a journey, if they are wanting to change their clothes, or they're wanting to lose a little bit of weight, or whatever they want to do, actually having something like one of my services, whether it is colour process, because if you feel down about yourself, that's just going to continue. And it's like a little something along the way that I could provide, actually, that sometimes if you're wearing a good colour, someone will go, wow, you look amazing in that colour. And that makes them feel confident and makes them feel better. So sometimes those little things that I can do to help them along their journey, if they are looking to redo their wardrobe or lose weight or whatever it is, can be a really, really positive impact. So that's what I usually would say.
Yeah, I mean, I know as a child, I used to like dressing up and being very smart. It all fell apart for 50 years after that, and I'm back to being smart sometimes, certainly. But no, I get that. We've got a couple of questions coming on the Facebook. We'll ask those in a moment. It says next question: my wardrobe is too embarrassing and messy. You can never help me.
Yeah, that's something I hear with most ladies or men that book a wardrobe detox. They beforehand, they're like, you've never seen a wardrobe like mine. I'm so embarrassed. It's so messy. There's nothing you can do with it. But to be honest, I bet I've seen a lot worse than that individual. I've seen all sorts of wardrobes from, you know, very, very, people are very paranoid, because it's a very personal thing, especially when you're doing a wardrobe detox. You're literally rooting through people's clothes, their possessions, you know, they even forget what they've got hidden away at the back of the wardrobe. So, you know, it is a big thing for someone to book, but actually, I'm sure I've seen it all. Small wardrobes, massive walk-in wardrobes, and every types of clothes, and goodness knows what we found in there. But nothing is ever unworkable in a wardrobe detox, and it's amazingly cleansing, and you feel great afterwards, and that is absolutely 100%.
Well, as I said, I lost a lot of weight. At the start of the pandemic, I went through my wardrobe and chucked away 50% of it. Because it's rubbish, you know, the 30% went because I lost a lot of weight, so that was easy. Okay, well, let's go. A quick question. Justin's asked, where are your favourite affordable place to shop that's still sustainable?
Okay, affordable. Places off the top of my head, M&S is actually very good. So they're buying a lot more sustainably now, and they're looking at where they actually buy the materials and clothes from. But also they have a lot of initiatives in place where you can actually take back your clothes, and they'll give you a £5 gift voucher to respend in the shop. But those clothes that you take back either go to charities, or they get reused or reworked. H&M is another one that does the same. Actually, they do the cashback vouchers for anything you take back. So that's really good, and they're very ethical with regards to where they buy, places like that. But to be honest, I mean, it's not just the high street. For me, it's, say, reworking your wardrobe. I think we give up on our wardrobes quite easily, and then sometimes it takes just a fresh pair of eyes actually coming out and going, have you tried those two things together, or have you tried wearing this color, or something like that. And often that's the most sustainable way, is just to invest in your wardrobe before we even go shopping.
Exactly. And apologies for dropping your questions with no warning at all. But
that's all right.
You're a pro. You can handle it. She also asked, where can we get a few low cost pieces that will make the outfit look more expensive?
Okay, well, for me, pieces that make the outfit look more expensive and low cost are probably going to be accessories.
Right.
So adding some nice jewelry, maybe a nice hat or a bag. Investment pieces for me are always things like good shoes, or a nice coat, or like a handbag or something like that. So choosing accessories that you spend maybe a little bit of money on actually can really make an outfit and make the whole outfit look a bit more expensive. So accessories is where I would spend my money. Low cost, but they can change an outfit quite easily.
Now, I know I'm touching on delicate ground possibly here, and I have no knowledge about fashion and stuff, but places like Primark, where do you stand on places like Primark?
Buy cheap, buy twice.
Right.
To be honest, is my view on that. Primark's great for kids, you know, and I'm not wishing to offend anyone on that, because it is what it is. Primark is cheap. It's, you know, it's not often well made, you know, it's great for throwaway fashion.
Right.
So if, you know, you're going on a holiday with the kids or whatever, or you just, you know, as an adult want a couple of t-shirts and you're really not fussed about what they look like or whether they're going to last post the holiday, then Primark is great. So it has its market. And I bought, certainly my boys, you know, they lived in, because when they're growing so fast, you don't mind because it's cheap. But to be honest, I think places like Primark, you are going to end up spending more money because it's not going to last. It's not going to be that sustainable. Yeah, not a big fan of Primark, and it's a bit of a jumble sale in there at times, to be honest. It's not a good shopping experience, I think, is how I feel on that.
And shopping should be a good experience.
Yeah, and I mean, I'm a high street lover, so it's not like I would only go to certain, you know, high value shops or whatever, but yeah, Primark particularly I'm not a fan of.
I mean, the days of being given a glass of champagne if you're into a shop are long gone, aren't they? But
yeah, absolutely. Now you have to take your mask off first.
Exactly. So another question. It says here, I need to lose weight before I come and see you.
Yeah, it's again something I think I would say to, unless anyone is planning on losing a significant amount of weight, most people realistically are only going to lose, I don't know, 5 to 10 pounds, and that's even quite a lot to some people. But to be honest, again, I think actually coming and seeing myself whilst you're on that journey, I've had clients that have actually lost a lot of weight after they've seen me, and some lovely things. I had a lady that came to see me a couple of years ago now, and she was always a yo-yo dieter, and she never felt good about herself, and we did her colors, we did her wardrobe, and I saw her about 4 or 5 weeks after that. And she said, "Oh, you've changed my life." And I said, "Oh, I really don't think I have, but thank you. I'm really flattered." And she said, "No, you have." She said, "I've lost 9 pounds. She said, "The outfit that you chose for me." And my husband noticed me for the first time in 5 years and said, "I have to take you out to dinner because you look so lovely." And she said, "You've literally changed my life." And she said, "And now the weight is just coming off because she felt good in herself." It's nothing to do with me telling her to lose weight or dieting, because she had the confidence in herself and her husband was noticing and she felt flattered. So you feel good, you naturally can do those things so much. So unless it's dramatic, still.
He's still there, a bit freezing. No good. But it's no good waiting. You have to try and be happy now. It's no good that happy moment in the future. You need to be happy now. And so if you're on a bit of weight, you talk to people like you who will help you. You know, be comfortable, be colourful, be smart, be elegant, but you know, also make yourself feel good. Because it's about now. You know, even if you're
It's
not
exactly
careful,
about now.
Yeah, if you're not careful, now never comes, and you know.
Yeah, and you'll miss those moments. And like you said, I think if you feel good, so much more can happen. Anything can happen when you feel more confident in yourself. You know yourself, if you have a good hair day or you put on a shirt that feels good and people go, "Wow, that colour's great on you," or "You look younger, have you lost weight?" Or, and it can be just literally down to a colour change, a different outfit, you know, a new pair of glasses, whatever it is. There's so many little simple things we can do to help ourselves.
Yeah, well, I'm wearing a lot more pink recently. I don't know, this is about the third pink item I'm wearing, sort of pink. Yeah.
You look good in pink.
Well, thank you. Well, I mean, my dad used to wear a lot of pink, and you probably knew that 100 years ago, pink was a very masculine colour, apparently.
Yeah.
Just in the last 100 years, all of a sudden, it's flipped over, and it's a very feminine colour. 100 years ago, pink was the masculine colour to wear.
Exactly. I think people should just wear colours that suit them. I don't think we should worry about, you know, masculinity or femininity and all of those. Just wear what looks good and what you feel good in. That's what it's all about.
Come up with another couple of questions. I will ask another question. But where do you stand on novelty ties and novelty socks?
Do you know, my husband loves a novelty sock. And we still buy him at Christmas, you know, a reindeer pair of socks or a Christmas turkey or whatever. I think again, it's down to individuality. I think, you know, if you love a coloured sock or a stripy sock, then wear it because it's fun. And it could be that you're very conservative and that's your fun part of your personality coming out. So yeah, again, if it's what, but just think about where you're wearing them to. I think that would be my advice. There's some occasions when you might not want to have a novelty sock on.
And a novelty tie?
Not such a fan of the ties, got to be honest. Yeah, the novelty tie thing is, again, occasions maybe, but I'd rather go for a sock than a tie.
Yeah, no, I have a problem with novelty ties. I must admit, I don't like to wear a tie anymore. But no, I don't like novelty ties.
No.
Yeah, my boys are never allowed to buy me novelty socks. I've got to think about socks. But I like loud socks. I do like loud socks. I'm a bit of the Peter Jones when it comes to socks. I do like a
exactly. See, that's his thing, and that's what I mean. He looks great in his, you know, he wears obviously well cut, expensive suits, I'm sure. But he's got the very professional. But that's his thing, that bright stripy sock or whatever it is, and that's his little bit of his style personality coming out. And I quite like that. It's like a signature style, really.
Yeah, well, my dad always wore yellow socks, apparently.
Yeah.
So I'm not a very bright socks, but your mum reckons I should stop wearing yellow socks. I'm not going to wear yellow socks. Anyway, so okay, last question here. He says, I suppose you're going to tell me I can't wear black anymore.
Yes. Lots of people have impressions of what a colour analysis is going to be like, and sadly, lots of us do like to wear black. And often, when you look around a room, there is a lot of black and navy and grey. So firstly, I never tell anyone they can't wear any colour. For me, I believe massively in colour analysis, and I do know that it works. However, I'm also a massive advocate for if you feel good in something and it makes you smile, then you should wear it. You know, who am I to tell someone they can't wear a certain colour? But I will, like I said, I will be honest, but I will be kind. So if black really isn't one of your best colours, then I will tell you. But again, it's how you wear it. So it might not be that you don't wear it next to your face, which is where we need to wear our best colours, but you know, wear it as a trouser or a skirt or a handbag or a jacket or whatever. But colour is all about wearing your best colour near your face or next to your skin tone. That's the important place. But no, if you love black and you feel good in black, but you know, wear it. I'm never going to tell anyone not to wear black or any colour.
Well, again, back to it's very easy to flash a colour, a flashy sock or whatever, you know.
Exactly. You can always add a scarf or a necklace or a bright lipstick or glasses or something to add that bit of colour if you need to. But no one ever gets told they cannot wear a colour.
So okay, so is it so you know, I love meeting you. I love your energy. I love your smile. I love everything you always wear. You always look amazing. You're fabulous on social media. Make sure everyone follows you on social media. Now we're gonna end. I know what Natasha's gonna say here. Tell us something about you that might surprise people, Natasha.
Okay, I once dated Jason Orange from Take That.
Wow, how amazing! For about 6-7 weeks, I gather, wasn't it?
It was, yeah. Lots of snogging, like you said earlier on, but that was it.
So Jason Orange of Take That. Well, I think we should leave it there. If anybody wants any more about details about that story, they need to contact Natasha. Do you work mostly with women or either or? I mean,
to be honest, I would say I work mainly with women. I don't know why women seem to naturally book more with me, but yes, I have worked with men, and I do work with men, and I like having the variety actually. You know, everything's new, every client's very different, but yeah, I work with both men and women.
So obviously you mentioned your husband, you have twin boys who are, how old are your boys? 12?
12.
Yeah. And so have you managed to give them the Natasha look yet?
No. They are very much living in black and grey. In fact, I call it their Batman wardrobe. Okay. They literally are sports crazy, and it's all Adidas and Puma and Nike, costing me a lot of money. But no, it's all black and grey, and that's all. And I sort of say to them, "How can your mum be so into colour and you're not influenced at all?" And it's just like, "Mum, just want to wear black. That's just you're past it. You're old." You know?
Oh, rubbish. And
you know.
And do you think their tastes are colour? Do you think tastes are very similar with each other, or do you think one might?
Yeah.
Be more, really.
Yeah. Very similar, although they do love shopping, as my bank balance found out a few hours ago. So they've definitely been influenced by the love of clothes and shopping. It's just not quite what I would choose for them, but hey ho.
Well, I cannot recommend a one-to-one highly enough with Natasha. Okay, so you want to find out anything about what you're wearing, what colors to wear, what color looks good on you, what color brings out your natural personality. Okay, have a one-to-one with Natasha. Okay, Natasha, it has been absolutely fantastic chatting to you. Half an hour has gone in a flash, I tell you. You
It
know.
has.
Well, yeah, my clothes are okay, are they mostly?
They're all good. No, I think you do it very well, Nick, and I do like the colours you wear.
Bless
You
you.
just wear what makes you feel good, and that's
Oh,
what's
yeah.
important.
Just wait until you go rock, because I've told you that I've unearthed. I now own 2 Tommy Nutter suits and a Gucci suit.
There we go. And you still haven't sent me a photo of your wedding suit. Justine said
No.
you would,
Yeah,
because I want to see the colour, but I know it's a secret. So
I will. I'll send it to you now. Okay, right. Thank you so much. Let us stop that. Stop that there on Facebook.